Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight for a little bit of just hang time, basically. We'll see what all we do. We're going to start off with Reiki. I'm going to do about 5 minutes of Reiki. And then after that, we're going to transition over into readings or mentoring or whatever happens to feel comfortable and good. But for the Reiki, I am going to start with that. I am setting the intention for whatever is for your highest and best good for each of you as individuals. If you have something more specific that you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention for yourself. And then I feel like my camera's a little bit. There we go. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get the Reiki started, shall we? No more distraction. And if you guys have questions about Reiki, this is a fabulous time to ask those questions. I'm happy to answer them for you while we're doing Reiki in the room. Ashika Asawa, hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here, my dear. Remind me where you're watching me from. I don't remember where you're watching me from. India. Very cool. Isn't it neat how technology has come such a long way? We can talk to people around the world, literally. Oops, I forgot to silence my phone. We can even hear their phones go off from around the world, literally. It is. So we've already done 1 minute of Reiki. We're going to be actually finishing Reiki up at 26 after the hour. What are you using your Reiki for today, Yoshika? Welcome, welcome. For those of you who don't know what Reiki is, this is a great time to ask about it. Whatever your question might happen to be. I'm happy to answer those types of questions while I'm doing the Reiki. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. I appreciate it. La da 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 da. Let's see, we still have 3 more minutes left of the Reiki. Someone's definitely pulling a lot of Reiki energy too. We've got a couple of places. One is the heart chakra, which has to do with how we handle things emotionally. And one is the knees, actually. Somebody's pulling a lot of energy on knees. And knees have to do with moving forward flexibly while still staying on our path. So flexible, but not being knocked off the path. Ms. Anne, hello, welcome. Glad you're here tonight, my dear. Whoever did that thumbs up, thank you very much. You just got notified. I've only been here like 4 minutes. According to the YouTube timer, 4 minutes and 25 seconds. We still have 2 more minutes left on the Reiki. What are you asking your Reiki to focus on for you today, Miss Anne? One more minute of Reiki left. Yeah, I decided to call it tea with Amista. You know, like spill the tea. And yes, I'm drinking tea too, so double meaning. Focusing it on the foot. All right, let's wrap up the Reiki. And I guess I need to clear a deck of cards. That way I can be ready to answer questions for people if they need readings. Or messages from Spirit, I should say, or questions. Is that going to stay there? Maybe not. Maybe it'll be just fine where it is. La da da da. So you guys know the drill. If you want a message from Spirit, put the word Spirit in the chat. If you have a specific question you would like me to answer, put that specific question in the chat. And if you want me to help you with an affirmation, let me know that by putting the word affirmation in the chat, and let me know what kind of goal are we trying to use that affirmation to help us assist in reaching. Whatever you would like today. Let's be more specific. You have a cat. I'm sure your cat loves you already. Are we looking about romantic love, I'm assuming? Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-da. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to look at cards for me. I haven't done that in a long time. Okay. All right. Love coming in April or May. Does Ms. Anne have romantic love coming in anytime between now and the end of May of 2022? La da 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 da. La da da da. Well, I think you have somebody around you right now that's trying to express some appreciation towards you and would like to see you move forward with them, but I don't feel like you really feel feel like that's a reciprocal type of thing. I feel like you think that's all about them and not really about how you feel up towards them. So that is showing up. There's somebody definitely here working on getting your attention. I don't see you really paying as much attention to them as they're paying to you. As a matter of fact, I think that towards the beginning of May, you're going to kind of have a fit and tell them, you know what, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And then after that, I think that you're not really looking for anything long-term like that. After you tell this person to leave you alone, you're like, maybe I don't want that after all. And honestly, once we see you get towards the end of May, really, if anybody approaches you, you're going to be saying, nope, I don't think so. Back that truck up. Not in my driveway, buddy. That's what I see for you. For lovey love, 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 love. All right. Anybody else need a question answered, want help with an affirmation, or want a message from Spirit tonight? I'm only going to be here an hour, so if you want something, speak up. Speak up. Azrael Sadiq. Welcome, welcome. I didn't see you say hello. You just snuck in on me with that question, huh? Will Needy, I hope I'm saying that name right. Will Needy sign my paper? Let's find out. Will Needy sign the paper that Ezra has in her mind that she's asking about? Wow, we have all kinds of cards. Flip on that. I'm only going to keep the ones that were turned up, although I am curious. All right. One thing only, Miss Ann, don't be selfish. Let's see. I want the rest of these cards here. La da da da. That's interesting. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Needy is going to play some kind of waiting game with you. There's going to be a lot of communication about this, and then I think he's going to play, I think it's a he anyway, I could be wrong. Anyway, I think this person's going to play some kind of waiting game with you about this and try to stall things out a little bit. And then I think that he's going to really be distracted. So honestly, I see him talking about signing this paperwork. I see him trying to get you to jump through some hoops to do that. And I see him really holding off to see if you're going to jump through the hoops he wants you to. But I don't think he's actually going to end up signing the paper. So I would say don't even try to jump through his hoops. Don't waste your energy. Get what you need elsewhere. It's a she. Okay. I'm not very familiar with the name Needy, so I apologize. It has been a long time. I had out-of-state company, and I'm not married, so I was the one doing the entertaining. I couldn't say, can you entertain our guests for about an hour while I jump online? That doesn't happen when you're on your own. So they went back home yesterday, and I've been missing you guys. I've been missing you guys. Welcome to whoever happens to be new in the room. If you want to find out what's going on here, just check out the description box below. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for somebody else who would like to either have a message from Spirit or a question answered or help with an affirmation, what else should we talk about while we wait? What should we talk about while we wait? Anybody in the Denver/Wheat Ridge area, a really great organization to check out is the Paranormal Research Forum. I got to speak for them last week, and it was so much fun. They're a very open-minded group that checks out all kinds of good stuff. You're quite welcome, Miss Ezra. Thank you for being here. They let me talk about psychometry at the forum last Wednesday, and I think they meet every other Wednesday. And they have different speakers in there all the time. Very cool people, too. If you're looking for like-minded, open-minded people, that's a place to be. Let's see. While I'm waiting for somebody else who might want some help, let's look at manifestation advice for those of us who are here participating in this video or who watch after the fact. I know the dog's loud, guys. I apologize. He's upstairs. And apparently, his mom and brother are getting ready to come in the door. That's what it sounds like to me. Best manifestation advice for right now. Oh, let's see. One more card. All right, so what we have is the Strength card showing up first, covered by the Knight of Cups, followed by the Hierophant in reverse. So basically, this is interesting. Basically, with that Hierophant in reverse, that kind of threw me when it first came up. I think I want to talk about it first. Hierophant in reverse is saying don't really commit to anything. Don't lock yourself into anything. Don't put yourself in a position where you can't see an escape route. Okay? And the rest of this talks about this idea of strength, which has to do with our self-esteem. And our self-esteem plays a whole lot into how successful we are in whatever we want to manifest in our life. And with the Knight of Cups, it talks about building our self-esteem. Knight of Cups is talking about, I just love me so much. I'm doing things that make me happy. That really builds that self-esteem. So basically, this is talking about that self-esteem is really important to manifest those things that we want. And the best way to develop self-esteem is to really appreciate who we are. Whether other people appreciate it or not doesn't really matter. Do we appreciate us? And like I said, that Hierophant in reverse is don't get locked in on something. Especially don't get locked in on something because of ego or because other people are saying, well, this is all you can do. Because we've got to have that self-esteem and that self-confidence to know that we're not limited by what other people think. We're only limited by what we think. Okay? La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, you know what? YouTube lies about how many people are in the room. I've noticed that before. That thing has said 0 and people are talking to me. It's like, okay. We got to take that number with a grain of salt. Welcome to those of you who are just walking in the door right now. If you would like me to answer a question for you with the tarot cards, I'd be happy to do that. I do read intuitively. Or I can help you with an affirmation if you're working on manifesting something and you're feeling a little stuck. Or I can bring through a message from Spirit, which is just where I let Spirit talk to you about whatever they think is important and best advice around that topic. Ba-da-da-da. Just let me know in the chat box what you'd like help with. Ba-da-da-da. Gonna be here 41 more minutes. I hope some more people show up. It is Friday night, though. Friday night. Friday night, and this is what I'm doing. I don't really get a charge out of drinking or smoking weed. So this is what I get a charge out of. So here I am, checking my email while I wait for somebody I can help here. Oh, look, I got a notification. Somebody's live on my channel. La da 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 da. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to talk about tarot cards? How to read tarot cards? Strange things that have happened with tarot cards? How many decks of tarot cards you have? Or should we talk about hot dogs, baseball, apple pie? While we wait for somebody that I can help. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Anybody who wants help, just go ahead and check out the description box. You'll see what I'm offering, and then you can tell me what you would need in the chat box. La da da da. Oh, we just had a card fall. No, I was just thinking, I'm just going to do messages for whoever happens to stop by this video later, since nobody's asking for help right now. See what comes up. Everybody remember, piggyback messages are a thing, so just because I'm not reading specifically for you doesn't mean that the message may not resonate, and if it does, please make good use of it in your life. Yeah, I think he's getting a little bit more settled in. He does like to come down to the door and bark at me if he sees me in the living room because he wants treats. Which reminds me, I need to put that on my shopping list, is treats for Miles. Thank you for bringing that up. But he doesn't like to let me pet him when I give him the treats. He only likes to eat the treats, and then he likes to get as far away from me as he can. There is not a list. Good evening, Crystal. Message from Spirit for you? Okay. Let me finish up because I did start to pull cards for randomly whoever walks into this video later that didn't have a chance to ask, since all was quiet. Excuse me there for a minute. So let's look at the situation we're talking about for whoever's going to watch this video later and needs to hear it. Situation starts off with the Ten of Swords showing up in reverse. Covered by Eight of Wands in reverse as well. Okay, so this is for somebody talking about a situation where there's not a whole lot of communication going on between you and somebody else. And this situation where there's all quiet going on is not a new one. This is one that you've gone through with this person before. They've been quiet before. You guys talked for a little while. Now they're being quiet again. This could be a cycle. This may not be just the second time this person's going quiet on you. This may even be a cycle for you, just depending what your actual situation is here. But I kind of feel like this is a very good chance this could be a cycle. So best advice for you around this person who's gone quiet again is Ten of Wands in reverse, followed by the Emperor in reverse. Followed by the Ten of Pentacles. So we have a happy ending here if you follow this advice. Here's the thing. This person that is showing up and disappearing is really causing a lot of stress for you because you're trying to be 100% for this person, and obviously they are not. Okay, they wouldn't disappear if they were. So first piece of advice with that Ten of Wands showing up in reverse. Ashika, I'm going to guess that you already know what the past is. And I'm going to hope that you know what the present is. How about we look at what's the future of that connection over the next 3 months, 6 months, pick a time frame. Okay? Let's do something that's helpful. All right, so first bit of advice, like I said, is that you don't owe this person anything. You're stressing out because you're trying to be there 100% for them. They're definitely not meeting you halfway. You really don't owe this person anything. I mean, if you have some kind of agreement that you're seeing each other exclusively or talking exclusively or whatever agreement that you have, obviously this person is busting it. I mean, there's no, if you're talking to somebody exclusively and you're not talking, well, you're not talking exclusively anymore, are you, either? So this person has busted any kind of agreement that you have. It's time for you to quit acting like you owe this person something, because you don't. Okay? Now, second thing you need to know, with the Emperor showing up in reverse, this person is doing this because they have some narcissistic type tendencies, which means that they've got a lot more going on than just they'd like to give you the cold shoulder every once in a while. Okay, they have some issues. They have some pretty big issues, and they generally, for a narcissistic type personality, they generally stem from childhood. A lot of times, it really takes an act of God to get them to actually go to any kind of therapy for any more than 3 sessions, and even then, they're not really assuming any responsibility or making changes for the most part. There is the rare one here and there that will actually go to therapy and try to help themselves, but 99.9% do not. So this is not somebody that you can expect that they're going to change or things will get better. This is more of a situation of things were really great before. I wish they would get back to that. Yeah, keep kidding yourself, because that's not going to happen with this person. Okay? So by you coming into this understanding that you don't owe this person anything, especially when they treat you this way, when they're just quiet, when they just disappear, that you don't owe this person anything, that is what actually opens up the door for you to this Ten of Pentacles, which is happiness, security, peacefulness, being able to focus on your career and get things accomplished. So you really want to quit getting all tied up in trying to put your all into this situation where this person has ghosted you yet again, and start allowing yourself to really do things for yourself and not spend so much energy on that person. Hello there, Ms. Nikki. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's see. Crystal wants a message from Spirit. And let's see. Ba-da-da-da. Ishika. Okay. Next 3 months, connection with Sanat. Ba-da-da-da. Sure, Nikki, do you want a message from Spirit or do you have a question? There we go, question. Well, that's 2 questions. Let's answer the first one. I think the first one will help answer the second one. Why, oh, why? Why, Yogesh? You've asked me about this Yogesh person before. Why did Yogesh ask to be introduced to parents? How long have you guys been dating? I imagine we'll be able to figure that out from the answer to the first one. Oh, why? 2 years and more. Well, it's about time he asked to meet your parents, isn't it? Sheesh. I dated a guy for 10 days and he was jumping up and down to meet my parents. That, by the way, was not healthy. 2 years, I think. That's nice. That's reasonable. Oh, gotcha. I know. My mom called me on the phone and I was trying to step away from him to talk to her. And he kept talking really loud and saying, "Hi, Mom." So Mom thought it was somebody else that I had been dating for a more significant amount of time, which I had recently broken up with. And she goes, "Oh, is that so-and-so?" And I said, "No, that's so-and-so." And so then he walks over and starts talking more closely to the phone. So I really didn't have a choice but to bring him out to the house. Okay, Crystal, here's your message from Spirit. And I think it was about 2 days after I brought him out to the house that we broke up. Talk about a jinx. All right, Crystal, 8 of Cups. Covered by the moon. Ooh, what's happening here, Miss Crystal? Crystal, I feel like you're walking away from something, but you're not telling everybody about it. So you could be just emotionally checked out of something and your body's still there, trying to play the game, keep things smooth and peaceful. Or it could be that, you are walking away and just not letting everybody know. Walking away from a relationship, walking away from a job. From these 2 cards, I don't know exactly what it is you're walking away from, but I do know you're keeping it on the down low. All right, let's look next at your best advice around this thing that you're walking away from. Okay, you've got the 6 of Pentacles showing up in your first card for advice, followed by the Page of Swords, followed by the Emperor. Gosh, I really feel like this is a job thing. I basically think that what's coming up here as your best advice is do things fair, do things in a right way. Give like 2 weeks notice or whatever is fair in your particular industry. Let somebody know. Let the boss know, basically, with this Emperor showing up here. The Emperor may not be the favorite person. They have high standards, but they also have high standards for themselves, and they wouldn't throw you under a bus if you didn't do something wrong. They're a good friend to have in your corner. So it's really a good idea if you would let somebody know before you walk away. Spirit's basically saying, we know you want to keep this a secret. It's going to work out better for you if you don't keep it a secret. Give somebody that heads up. Be fair with them about this situation. All right? You may need them for a reference later on. Who knows? And if I'm wrong and it's not a job thing, there's still something going on that it works out better for you to actually let somebody know before you just boogie on down the road. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you, Ms. Crystal. Crystal. All right, Ashika, you're up next. Thanks for the thumbs ups, guys. Don't forget to share this video around because, I need more people to help than this. Ashika. Tell me about Ashika's connection with Sanat over the next 3 months, please. Okay, so each card's going to indicate about 15 days. Oh, wow. Jeez Louise, you guys have some cycles happening here. This is not cool. I don't like it. You would think the way I chug my tea, y'all were making me have a big swig of wine or something. Just looking at your stuff here, right? Okay, so Ba-da-da-da-da. Let's look at what you've got. You've got the World showing up in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse, or right side up. Excuse me. Everything else was in reverse. I got in the habit of saying it. Five of Pentacles, also right side up. I wish that one was reverse. All right, Ashika, here's the thing with Sadat. Whatever's going on, whether this is a friendship or a romantic relationship that you're asking me about, I think that it's close to what you actually want out of that type of relationship, but not exactly. Okay, so no cigar here. All right, so you're realizing that this is not exactly ideal at this point. Okay, now when I see you realizing that it's not exactly ideal, I think that you're kind of like trying to drift away, whether you've started to do that or you're going to start within the next few days. I think you're kind of just trying to drift away. You're not trying to do anything dramatic here. You're not trying to say, well, you know what, I thought I would have a better friend than you, or a better boyfriend than you, or whatever the case may be. You're not really, you're not really being out there with it, but I do see you just kind of like trying to let this drift away in a more subtle way. Okay. And then, then, okay, so I see you guys coming back together again with that Seven of Swords in reverse. So Seven of Swords talks about that sneaking out the door type of energy, like, I'm not very comfortable here. I'm just going to, like if somebody's not comfortable in a crowd, they might show up at a party and just stay for 15 minutes and then sneak out the door so that, they know everybody saw them and nobody can say they weren't there, but they went out. So that's kind of the Seven of Swords energy whenever it's right side up. But you've got it in reverse, which says there's something that I've sort of snuck out of on the down low. Now I'm coming back to it. Okay. So that's why I'm saying you've got some cycling going on, because I think you're kind of moving away from it in a subtle way. And then I see you sliding back in the door. Interesting. Interesting. And I think when you're sliding back in the door, you're really trying to focus more on whatever's going on in this relationship. Once you do that, you're going to be wanting to spend more time actually checking the things out there and getting to know this person better. Okay. Now, with that Ace of Wands following, that's telling me that this actually is paying off to spend more time and get to know this person better. That's actually paying off. There's starting to be a little bit of fireworks showing up here. Okay. So if this is more like a friendship, this is fireworks of there are things that you guys can do together that you really love doing. If this is something more romantic, then this is saying we've got some chemistry that's starting to light up here. And then, this is why I think you guys have some cycles. Then I see you guys feeling like you're left out. I feel like you guys get distant again. Why is that? I don't know. Just when things started to look interesting and good and like something I would want to watch on a soap opera, then everything just kind of fizzles out. Bleh. Bleh. All right, let's see. Who is next? Who is next? That's going to be our Yogesh person. That's Nikki. All right. Thank you for letting me know you are here. I'm going to be here for 22 more minutes, looks like. Well, not quite. 21 more minutes. Ms. Nikki wants to know. My chair is slipping and sliding away from the desk. And that camera's awful high. There we go. That's better. Okay, Ms. Nikki wants to know. Why did Yogeshi? Where was that? I can't read my own handwriting. I'm trying to find the type. Yogesh. Okay. Why did Yogesh ask to be introduced to Mickey's parents? Show us why. We want to know why. Why? Does he sell life insurance? I'm just messing with you. Looking for potential new clients. No, totally. Just messing with you. All right, so let's look at your answer here. First of all, we start with the Page of Wands. The Chariot in reverse. The Nine of Cups. The High Priestess also in reverse. Wow. Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this dude, I'm assuming Yogesh is a dude. And this dude has a real curiosity about your parents, for one thing. What did you say? He's curious about them. With that Page of Wands, that's just hitting me as he's totally curious. Like he wants to know. I'm going to tell you, like, I don't see anything that is popping about that he's about ready to make a commitment or anything like that. I think he's still gathering information before he even decides anything like that. Page of Wands, he's curious. Okay, so this is kind of a light thing. This isn't like, oh, I want to meet her dad so I can ask for her hand in marriage. No, that's not. He's curious. He wants to know. Okay, he wants to know about the people who raised you. He wants to know why you are the way you are, where you're coming from in your headspace, what your background is. He's trying to understand actually more about you via understanding more about the parents. Okay. With the Chariot showing up in reverse. With the Chariot showing up in reverse, this is telling me that he is not going to take any steps further until he has met your family. He has decided that much, or at least until he's met your parents. So right now, as far as he's concerned, wherever your relationship is at this moment, it's in limbo status. It's on hold. He has to meet the parents before he's going to think about taking this relationship any further than it is right now. Okay? That is Chariot in reverse. Now, Nine of Cups. There's a little bit of an ego thing going on here, okay? There's a couple things going on here with this Nine of Cups. First of all, we've got that curiosity thing, we saw in that first card with the Page of Wands. And one of the things that I'm picking up as I look at this Nine of Cups is something that my dad and my uncle used to say to each other, because my uncle liked to know everything. He had an inquiring mind. He wanted to know. In other words, he was nosy, okay? And so my dad used to always tell him, he would say, curiosity killed the cat. And then my uncle would always say, yeah, but satisfaction brought him back. And so that's what this card is saying to me. Like, just knowing about the parents really is something that it brings him satisfaction. Like, he's curious. He wants to know. He needs to know. There are some things he wants to know about. I think when he meets the parents, he's going to be understanding at a deeper level than what he has before. There's that sense of that satisfaction has brought the cat back to life. Okay? Now, the other thing is that's coming on to me from this card is that there's a little bit of an ego thing here. Like, how come she hasn't had me meet her parents yet? Isn't she taking me seriously? So it's a little bit of an ego trip where you're just kind of stroking his ego by allowing him to meet the parents. That basically is saying, it says a lot when we meet somebody's parents. It says that, we're kind of thinking about this seriously. And I think he's got a little ego thing going on where he wants to know, are you taking this seriously or not? Okay. Now, High Priestess in reverse. This is so funny. How do I want it? This is another one that I've got more than one meaning coming through. I think what's going on is after he meets your parents, I think he's going to be a little bit confused. It's going to actually throw him off a little bit. So there's something going on with you that it's not making sense to him how you could have been raised by them and turn out this way. So it's going to end up confusing him. So where he's going to have that satisfaction and he's going to have that curiosity, quenched, at the same time, it's going to add to some confusion for him. He's going to really be wondering, well, doesn't make sense why she acts like this yet. Maybe your parents are dead set Republicans and you're a full on Democrat, or vice versa. Maybe there are some habits that they have that you just don't have. Maybe you're somebody who really likes to have everything neat and tidy and in order and in place, and it goes to your parents' house and everything is just messy as can be. Okay? So I don't know. I mean, those are just examples to get you thinking along the lines. But I think he's going to be really confused about, to him, it's going to look like the apple has fallen a little far from the tree. Okay? And then we've got a Four of Cups showing up in reverse. I think this is telling me that he's disappointed that he's so confused coming out of there. I think he expects that once he meets your parents, he's going to understand so much about you. He's going to have this total and complete understanding of you. That's what's going on in his mind. I think he's really disappointed that he comes away from that feeling so confused about how those people could be your parents and you turned out the way you did. But at the same time, it doesn't look to me like that's a deal breaker or anything. I think he's realizing that he still has to dig deep to find out more about you. That he's not getting any answers handed to him on a silver platter. He's still going to have to put the work in to continue to get to know you. I think that's going to confuse the heck out of him. High Priestess in reverse is my confusion card, and we're not talking just a little confused for a moment either. We're talking about we don't know up from down at that point. When I get that card, I can't even read my own cards on me. To give you an idea of how confused that is. Because you see me, I can read cards. You're quite welcome. All right, I'm going to be here. How many more minutes? 12 more minutes. So you guys share this video out to somebody else so that I can help some other people as well. Thank you for all the thumbs ups as well. I do appreciate that. Well, I'm waiting to see if there's anybody else that can help. I think I'm going to do a quick thing and just kind of go through signs. So Aries. What should Aries be aware of right now? Yep, we had a card flip. Dang, Aries, how much stuff do you have on your mind? My gosh. I think a third of my deck is on the floor now. Not really, but more than one card. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. So, for some of you Aries, oh, that's interesting. Okay. For some of you Aries, I'm rolling over my blankie. Don't want to do that. Okay, this is interesting because basically there was one card that showed up after all the other cards, and I'm taking that to be the main theme of what's happening here, which is the Wheel of Fortune. which is a really positive card, one of the most positive cards in the deck, okay? So with that Wheel of Fortune showing up, that's telling me that whatever's going on here is going to work out for your highest and best good, whether it seems like it or not. And I can tell you, it's probably not going to seem like it. For some of you, this is not actually happening to you. For some of you, you're witnessing this. But this card combination talks about a fight with somebody who has been very generous with somebody in their life. And then they realize after this fight that the generosity that they've been offering is not bringing about anything that is really helping this other person move forward. So they decide they're going to cut off that generosity. And it's really interesting because that's not what causes the fight. Whatever causes the fight is what causes this person to cut off generosity. And like I said, for a lot of you, you're witnessing this. You're not actually actively in this picture, but it's going to be influencing you because you're going to have a front row seat to it. For a few of you, you'll actually be in this picture. I think for a few of you Aries, it's going to be you that is saying, you know what? I've been generous enough. If you're going to fight with me on stuff, I'm kind of done with being generous, okay? I'm going to say that's only 10 to 15% of you, though I think most of you are spectators on this. Now, best advice for this, or heads up, sometimes we just get a heads up. Best advice shows up, or heads up shows up as Page of Wands in reverse. Four of Cups in reverse. And the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay? So my Page of Wands in reverse just basically says, you know, that you're not, I think you're going to be telling this person, you're going to be, well, because I've got two perspectives trying to sort out. Yeah, I've got to say, I think that you're going to be there for this person who is cutting off generosity towards somebody who picked a fight with them. And I think you're basically encouraging this person to quit putting energy and effort towards somebody who doesn't appreciate it. They're biting the hand that feeds them, you know? And I think you're also encouraging this person to look for other opportunities, look for other things that they can do with their time, with their energy, maybe even with their money that might work out better for them. And you're also feel like this is more you. The advice here is not to really make any long-term plans based on what you see unfolding in front of you. Okay? So as you're seeing this happen, don't make any kind of long-term plans based on this because things are going to be shifting. Things are going to be shifting. So it's really important for you to be in the moment right now, for those of you who are Aries. And that's what brings your Wheel of Fortune or your good luck. All of this is going to work out for your highest and best good, even if it seems like it's influencing your life in a negative way when it first happens, or if it seems like it's a disappointment. All right, so that was Aries. Now let's see. I don't have anybody else asking me to answer a question or give a spirit message. I've got 7 more minutes. We're going to do one more. We're going to do Taurus. Message for Taurus. This is going to be a timely message for those of you who watch this video. Taurus. You never know what's going to happen with me, do you? All right. Okay, so Taurus, your situation shows up as the Star in reverse, followed by the Queen of Cups. This is telling me, Taurus, that you're feeling like you don't really have a lot of hope about somebody liking you. So you may feel like somebody that you work with doesn't like you. You may have a crush on somebody and you're not feeling very hopeful that it's reciprocated. or, anything in that range, anywhere in that range. Okay? So not a lot of hope about somebody really expressing genuine feelings towards you. Okay? Best advice when it comes to this situation, Taurus, we do show up with the the King of Pentacles, which is a Taurus court card, Three of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Now, this is just telling me that you're feeling pretty grounded yourself. Even though you may not have a lot of hope in this particular situation, you're pretty grounded and you've got really all the resources that you need, whether this other person shows you any affection or attention or not, you're pretty well covered. So it's time for you to start thinking about things for the long haul. Start making some long-term plans that, that really feel right to you, that feel good to you, whether this person is in the picture or not, this person that you're not feeling very hopeful about. And then start to allow yourself to get excited about those long-term plans. Let that excited happiness energy come into your situation and adjust things in a positive way for you. May even bring that other person around. But even if it doesn't, you're still going to find some things going on in your life that you're very happy about. Okay? That was for Taurus. Friday night. I guess I'm on a little late, but we'll look at something for Gemini real quick while I wait and see if anybody else shows up and needs a service. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What would you like to talk to Geminis about right now? Ba-ba-da-da. Oh, there went the lid. So Geminis, your situation is a King of Cups in reverse plus a Two of Cups in reverse as well. What I'm really feeling like, Geminis, is that you have somebody in your sphere of influence who is complaining and just generally being negative quite a lot of the time, and you don't enjoy being around them. I think you are around them. They're in your sphere of influence. You were just not enjoying it. Okay? Best advice for you. World card. Five of Coins in reverse. And the Six of Coins in reverse. La da da da. Basically, I think you're keeping this person in your sphere of influence because you're trying to help them, you're trying to be there for them, you're trying to fix them, maybe even. And this, with this World card, this is like it's time to complete this cycle. It's not on you to fix them. It's not on you to be there for them when they're in this negative place. So it's time to bring an end to this comforting Mr. or Ms. Poor Me. Okay, and trying to help them. We have to help ourselves. Like, I'm not trying to be cold, but nobody can do my work for me. Nobody can do your work for you. And nobody can do this person's work for them. They have to figure it out. Okay? Now, with those Five of Coins showing up in reverse, this is saying start spending some time around some other people. It's time to start getting yourself into other social situations besides this. Because this situation has been isolating you. You don't want to be in that isolated space anymore. And the Six of Coins in reverse, this is really just a heads up saying that this situation, part of the reason why Spirit is recommending that you quit trying to I guess I'm just going to say it because it's the only word Spirit's given me. You quit trying to baby this person. You get yourself around other people who have different attitudes, more similar to yours, and Spirit wants you to recognize that this is not a reciprocal relationship where you're there for this person all the time, even though it's putting you into a place that is not helping you to manifest anything good in your life. This person wouldn't be there for you. They wouldn't. It's time to recognize that. And it's time to recognize that it's okay if you have a support network that is actually functional and not toxic. Okay? So that was for Geminis. And I've been here for an hour. So it's time for me to take off. Thank you to all of you who have stopped by while I was live. And of course, thank you to those of you watching the video later on. Looking forward to working with some of you in person tomorrow. And the rest of you, I'll see you back on the next video. Peace out.